Welcome to our channel Creative Minds. In this lecture, we are going to discuss the quantum mechanical treatment of harmonic oscillator. Students, before going into the quantum mechanical treatment of a harmonic oscillator, we will discuss how good this approximation is for a vibrating diatomic molecule. For this, we will discuss the potential, the internuclear potential of for a diatomic molecule, which is illustrated here in the by the solid line curve. This curve rises sharply to the left of the minimum due to the difficulty of pushing the two nuclei close together, and the curve rises initially to the left to the right of the minimum and then levels off. And the potential energy at a very large separation is essentially the bond energy, and the dashed line curve is due to the potential associated with the Hooke's law. The harmonic oscillator potential approximation is good in the region around the minimum. So the harmonic oscillator allows the displacement to vary from minus infinity to plus infinity. Actually, these large displacements are these large displacements produce potential energies that are very large, that they do not occur in practice. So we can say that the harmonic oscillator is good approximation for the vibration with the very small amplitude. Students, if we put the previous discussion into mathematical terms by considering the Taylor's expansion of the potential energy VL about the equilibrium bond length L is equal to L naught, the first few terms in this expression are shown here in this equation. The first term here is constant. The second term on the right side of the equation involves the quantity dV by dL at L is equals to L naught. Because the point L is equals to L naught is the minimum of the potential energy curve, so dV by dL vanishes there, and there is no linear term in this displacement. dV by dL is actually the force acting between the two nuclei, and the fact that dV by dL vanishes mean that at L is equals to L naught, the force acting between the nuclei is zero at this point, and where L is equals to L naught is called the equilibrium bond length. Students, we can simplify the Taylor's expression that we have discussed in the previous slide by denoting L over L naught by X, d square V by dL square at L is equal to L naught by K, and d cube V by dL cube at L is equal to L naught by gamma cube, as you can see it in this equation. So this equation would simplify as Vx equals to 1 by 2 k x square plus 1 by 6 gamma cube x cube plus up to so on. Here the most potential is shown in this figure, which is which comes by plotting VL against the equilibrium internuclear displacement L. If we restrict ourselves to a very small displacement, then x becomes very small and we can neglect the terms beyond the quadratic terms in this equation. So showing that the general potential energy function VL can be approximated by a harmonic oscillator potential. Note that the force constant is equal to the curvature VL at the minimum. Students, now we are going to discuss the energy levels of a quantum mechanical harmonic oscillator. For this, we will write first the Schrodinger wave equation for a one-dimensional diatom harmonic oscillator, which is given as minus h bar square over 2 mu d square psi over dx square plus vx psi x equals to e psi of x. Here vx is equal to 1 by 2 kx square. We must solve this second order differential equation, so we will rearrange it in the form as d square psi over dx square plus 2 mu over h bar square e minus 1 by 2 kx square psi of x equals to 0. Thus the energy of the harmonic oscillator is equals to h nu plus half, where nu can have any value from 0 to infinity. This nu is actually equal to 1 by 2 pi square root k by mu. Students, here the energy levels of a quantum mechanical harmonic oscillator is shown by a parabola, and representing the potential energy Vx equals to kx square by 2. These energy levels are equally spaced with separation of h nu. The energy of the ground state where the nu is equal to 0 is 1 by 2 h nu and is not 0 as the lowest in classical energy is. This energy is called the 0 point energy, of the harmonic oscillator and is direct result of the uncertainty principle. The energy of harmonic oscillator can be written in the form as p square by 2 mu plus kx square by 2. So we can see that a zero value for the energy would require both p and x, more precisely the expectation values of p square and x square be simultaneously zero, which is actually the violation of uncertainty principle. Now we will discuss the harmonic oscillator accounts for the infrared spectrum of the diatomic molecule. Now if we want to discuss the spectroscopic predictions of a harmonic oscillator, for this we will model the potential energy function of a diatomic molecule as a harmonic oscillator. Then the vibrational energy levels of a diatomic molecule are given as shown in this equation, where E nu is equal to h nu, nu plus half, where nu can have any value 0 from 0 to infinity, and nu in this equation is actually equal to 1 by 2 pi square root k by mu. The vibrational energy levels of the diatomic molecule are actually given by this equation. Students, a diatomic molecule can make a transition from one vibrational energy level to another by absorbing or emitting electromagnetic radiation, whose observed frequencies satisfy this Bohr frequency condition, where delta E is equals to h nu absorbed. The harmonic oscillator model allowed the transition only between the adjacent energy states. So we can say that it has the condition that nu is equals to plus minus 1. Such a condition is called actually the selection rule. So we can say that for absorption to occur, the selection rule here is delta nu equals to plus 1. If we and so delta E is equals to E nu plus 1 minus E nu equals to h nu, and the observed frequency of the radiation absorbed will thus be E nu absorbed equals to 1 by 2 pi square root k by mu. Because the successive energy states of a harmonic oscillator are separated by the same energy, here for delta nu is same for all the allowed transitions. So this model predicts that the spectrum consists of just one line whose frequency is given by this equation, where nu absorbed is equal to 1 by 2 pi square root k by nu. This line is called the fundamental vibrational frequency for the diatomic molecule, and these lines occur around 10 raised to the power 14 Hertz. So the above equation can be rewritten as G nu omega bar nu plus half. Here G nu is actually E nu by hc, and omega bar is in terms of wavelength, which has unit per centimeter. Students, overtones are also observed in harmonic oscillator in addition to the fundamental lines. The internuclear potential energy curve is not simple parabola, as it is illustrated in this figure, that the energy levels of harmonic oscillators are represented by the dotted horizontal lines, and the energy levels of an harmonic oscillator are represented by solid horizontal lines, which are superimposed on the dotted horizontal lines of the simple harmonic oscillator. Potential energy VL may be expanded in Taylor series about L naught, as we have discussed in the previous section. The value of L at minimum, where VL is equal to 0. Recall that dV by d at L is equal to L naught is 0. And this Taylor expansion is shown in this equation, where X is actually the displacement of the nuclei from the equilibrium separation, and K is actually the force constant due to Hooke's law, and gamma J is equals to dJV by dJ dJV by dLJ at L is equals to L naught. From this equation, the harmonic oscillator approximation predicts that there will be only one line by keeping only quadratic terms in this Taylor's expansion, but there are some lines which are of weaker intensity at almost integral multiple of fundamental lines, and these are called overtones. and these lines are not equally spaced, as you can see, as in the harmonic oscillator, which are equally spaced. Here these the separation decreases while by increasing the frequency. If the n-harmonic terms in the previous Taylor's expansion are included in Hamiltonian operator for the vibrational motion of the diatomic molecule, then the Schrödinger wave equation can be solved by only by a technique called perturbation theory. And this Schrödinger wave equation is thus, after applying perturbation theory, becomes as shown in this equation. The harmonic here, xe is the n-harmonic correction, which is very small as compared to harmonic oscillator, and xe is very much less than 1. The harmonic oscillator approximation is best for small values of frequency, which are the most important values in at room temperature. Here in this equation you can see the harmonic oscillator energy levels and the anharmonic oscillator energy levels.